Hey guys, I just wanted to say thank you so much for 100 subscribers. Yay, we did it. I can't believe we got this far. And yeah, just enjoy the video, the second SpongeBob theory. Wow.
Just a reminder, I love watching big juicy men bouncing their cheeks.
Hello guys, welcome to my second SpongeBob theory. This may be my darkest theory yet. This is the My Leg theory. The My Leg is a background character in SpongeBob SquarePants. But he's been bit of a mystery. We don't know much about his past, and he's always been complaining about his leg. But there's one thing about him that's always bothered me. His leg. His body is green, but his leg isn't. His leg is sort of a light beige color. So I have a theory. I think my leg is related to plankton. Let me explain. We know that Plankton is an intellectual planktonic copod and Karen is a waterproof supercomputer. Plankton shares a rivalry with Mr. Krabs, who owns the far more profitable Krusty Krab restaurant and sells a fictional burger called the Krabby Patty. But what if Plankton also says my leg? It would make sense. Since Plankton also has a green body like the My Leg character, so that means that my leg is related to Plankton. But that doesn't explain why Patrick has COVID-19. Part 2. Patrick has COVID-19. There's actually a lot of evidence to support this. In the episode, The Gift of Gum, Patrick and SpongeBob and Sandy and Squidward give each other gifts. But Patrick gives bubble gum and after that he starts sneezing and coughing. Chocolate! Now, this could be just Patrick being stupid, but it's also possible he's figured out that he has COVID-19. So, there's a pretty big chance that Patrick has COVID-19 and the creators have been hinting it at us this whole time. But why would the creators hide such a thing? Because Patrick is actually working for the FBI and he has an assistant, Gary the doctor. The character, Patrick, is an FBI agent created by the government for testing. But that makes an important question. Why is SpongeBob friends with a FBI agent? Well, it's very simple. It's because SpongeBob is actually working for the CIA and FBI and government civilization company and has been spying on Patrick this whole time because he has COVID-19. But this also means that SpongeBob isn't true hero because he shot up a school and saved countless lives by doing that. But if there's a hero, there must be a villain. And what I'm about to tell you is about to blow your mind. Mr. Krabs is the true villain of SpongeBob SquarePants. Part 3. Mr. Krabs is the villain of SpongeBob SquarePants. We all know and love Mr. Krabs. He is the owner of the Krusty Krab and is SpongeBob's friend. But what if I told you that Mr. Krabs is actually a gadget for a cult, certainly designed to control SpongeBob and Squidward? I have evidence for this. If you go back in older episodes, you can see Mr. Krabs following SpongeBob and Squidward.
There's something I've been wanting to say to you since the day we met.
This might not seem strange considering Mr. Krabs and Squidward and SpongeBob are friends, but think about it. Mr. Krabs has never done this. He would always stay at the Krusty Krab or his house. So why would he suddenly start following SpongeBob and Squidward? It's because SpongeBob and Squidward were getting too close to the truth of what the Krabby Patty is actually made out of and they needed to keep an eye on them. And what better way to do that than to have their boss to spy on SpongeBob and Squidward? It's clear that Mr. Krabs is not just a simple crab. He's a gadget for a cult. Certainly designed to control SpongeBob and Squidward. And this is true. We have a lot of evidence for this. But if Mr. Krabs is just a gadget for a cult, then how does he have a mom? In the episode Enemy-in-Law, Plankton and Mr. Krabs' mom have sex and Mr. Krabs gets really mad about this, so he murders Plankton. Now I'm not here to talk about how Mr. Krabs' mom is really awesome, but I'm here to talk about that Mr. Krabs' mom is an AI created for time traveling. Mr. Krabs' mom is AI used for time traveling. We know that time travel is possible in this universe, so first of all, Mr. Krabs' mom is really old. In the episode Your Mom is SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs says his mom is older than stars in the sky. Now I know what you're thinking. A lot of old people say they're older than the stars in the sky. But Mr. Krabs' mom is actually older than the stars in the sky. How do I know this? In the episode Goo Goo Gas, Mr. Krabs' mom says the clock goes round and round. And what's the only thing that goes round and round like a clock? The stars, of course. So we know that stars are deadly because if you touch them you die. And we know that Mr. Krabs' mom says the clock goes round and round, which means she's seen the stars go round and round. But how is that possible? The only way to see the stars go round and round is to be in space. Mr. Krabs' mom has been to space. Part 4. Mr. Krabs' mom has been to space. In the episode Sailor Mouth, Mr. Krabs' mom says I used to walk 200 miles in the sand, upstairs, 5 ways. Now I know what you're thinking. A lot of old people say I used to walk 200 miles in the sand, upstairs, 5 ways. But Mr. Krabs' mom actually had to walk 200 miles in the sand, upstairs, 5 ways. How do I know this? In the episode Goo Goo Gas, Mr. Krabs' mom says the clock goes round and round. And what's the only thing that goes round and round like a clock? The stars, of course. So we know that stars are deadly because if you touch them you die. And we know that Mr. Krabs' mom says the clock goes round and round, which means she's seen the stars go round and round. But how is that possible? The only way to see the stars go round and round is to be in space. Mr. Krabs' mom has been to space. Part 5. Mr. Krabs' mom has been to space. In the episode Sailor Mouth, Mr. Krabs' mom says I used to walk 200 miles in the sand, upstairs, 5 ways. Now I know what you're thinking. A lot of old people say I used to walk 200 miles in the sand, upstairs, 5 ways. But Mr. Krabs' mom actually had to walk 200 miles in the sand, upstairs, 5 ways. And that is why Mr. Krabs' mom is an AI used for time traveling. So the next thing is Patrick and Sandy and SpongeBob, and Patrick is a star and Sandy is a horse and SpongeBob is star and Mrs. Puff is a puffer fish and Mr. Krabs is a crab and Plankton is a plain Ann. They live in Bikini Bottom. So the next thing is the Krusty Krab, and the Krusty Krab is a good idea for Orange, and the Krusty Krab is SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs is the owner and Patrick is the cashier and Squidward is the killer. And SpongeBob goes to Texas and Bikini Bottom is a place and Patrick is a star and Squidward is an octopus. Hey via shows Xawas, also known as Land Squealus Heesen Pstif Snemalu E Snake Ear E Eclectish W. Xlarge Jalexlmfch Navo OK Sahaj do I associate. Show Dior Thia what happened with Sheep the other person and I be Welps even Dieb Ska Beshi Ajsiah Epwo and her Isks Bismsal and Pat $8. 828 Edgskis Hing Hey Pai Swood and La Tiaria de Bob Esponja Ismina Esponja y no so Eastman Squirrel y Calamardo Eastman Akotkus y Swood Rees. Una Mama y Planktonis Los and Ora Puff y Saint Air Keats y Christoph.
Not again. Well, thanks for 100 subscribers.